Oh, hello! Hello, my good friends. Oh, yes, you've come at the best time. I'm absolutely doing nothing. You see, if you look at my leg, I've got a runic stone wrapped around it. Yes. You see, after my indiscretions, I've been put under house arrest for at least a couple weeks. But that's okay. That's okay. I mean, I can go ahead and get some stuff delivered to the house, and maybe I will talk to that hawk again. But yeah, the constable came to the house last week, and he told me that there were some warrants out for me, and I said, how can that be? I've never gotten into any trouble. And he said, Nook, you son of a bitch, you're a liar. I know you're a liar, because I was at your last time you were seen before the judge. And I said, oh yeah, that was you. Okay, well, so I am underneath house arrest. Again, children, make sure that when you are taking medication for pain or suffering or whatever you're taking it for, you do not take anything else with it, because you're gonna have some issues that could cause you to end up in situations like I am right now. But you know, that's also a thing. You just need to make sure to do your best. So, you didn't come here to hear about my troubles or anything. You came here for more stories from our friends. So, I will continue where we left off. Yes. They were about to go to Tripp's Hollow. Yes, Tripp's Hollow. As I said last time, it is a stopover between the Gilded Grove and downtown. Now, our adventurers, once they got there, they were able to find that they were expected by the goblin embassy that was there, set up by, of course, the queen. And she had made sure that they all had rooms, but also that they would meet with the embassy head, the ambassador, and they would first need to bathe. You see, the ambassador, Unstapolast, I believe that's his name. I know for a fact his name used to be Stubby, but once the queen made him an ambassador, he decided to name himself something more regal. I honestly don't know, because that does not sound like I mean, have you ever gone to somebody and said, hello, Mr. Unstapolast? How are you today? No, you haven't. That's dumb. So, anyways, so the group helped the wagon train drop off their cargo, and the people that were there went and did what they were supposed to do at the Hollow. Yes, there was in the Hollow there was several places to go. One was the stables that was run by some centaurs and two fawns. Now, I have not brought this up, but you see, in Garden, it is a place of wild growth and a deep connection with the Feywild. Yes, you see, sometimes a bridge will open up between the Feywild and our world. Well, their world and garden, and things will fall through. And in this case, the two fawns had fallen through into our world, into garden, and they couldn't find the way back. But that's okay, because they found a wonderful group of friends there. They couldn't find one of their friends. They thought something had happened. But, that's okay. That's okay. You see. Now, the fawns, their names were Kestrel. She was a beautiful, lovely young girl. And Celestra. Kestrel had a brown coat with white spots on her rump. Yes, it was very cute, and she had silver hair cascading down her neck. Yes. Celestra was the little older, and I think if they were related, they would have been sisters, but they weren't related. No, they were not. But that's okay. That's okay, since they took care of each other. But Celestra had a mahogany coat with white spots on her rump, so they were rump sisters. Yes. And she had golden locks, silvery golden locks, yes. And fawns, they like to take care of themselves, and they'll take care of their hair, and they will usually find somebody who knows much about hairstyling. And I know for a fact that these two young ladies, they would travel to downtown from time to time to get their hairs done. Yes. And when I say hairs, I mean the hairs on their head, not the body. No, that's a different thing altogether. So, anyways, the centaurs that ran the stables, the one who ran it the most, the elder, his name was Pine, and the younger was a centauress named Mildew. Yes. The other elder that was there is Rose, and then Honeysuckle was the youngest. Oh, I've actually met this family of centaurs. They were very, very nice. In fact, Pine and Rose made sure that when I was in Tripp's Hollow, that I was given a full tour of Tripp's Hollow. It didn't take very long. It was a very short trip, but still, it was very nice to meet new people. Yes, it was very nice to meet new people. But anyways, so they ran the stables. Now, the embassy, like I said, the ambassador was the leader there, and he had a butler whose name was Butler. I didn't make that up. His name was Butler. I met him, and I was like, "What's your name?" And he said, "I am the butler, sir." And I said, "Great, what is your name?" And he said, "I am the butler, sir." And I said, "What's your bloody name?" And he said, "Butler." And I said, "Oh, okay, that's fine." Yes, now, in the bodyguards of the household, they were Tiny and Tiny's brother. Now, the thing is, though, they were not related. No, Tiny was not Tiny's brother, but that's his name, is Tiny's brother. So, don't get them. If you are ever in Tripp's Hollow, do not think they're brothers. They will slap you silly. Yes, they will. And now the head maid was a goblin woman named Molly. Very nice young lady. And the rest of the stuff that are there is kind of switched in and out. They come for training first at the palace, and they go to the embassy, and then once they've proven themselves, they can just go back to the palace or open up a business of their own somewhere else. Now, that's totally up to them. It is a free service the queen provides, but it gives them a trade, so that way, when people think of goblins, they do not think of little grubby hands that get in you, but no, they think of wonderful maids and wonderful cooks. Oh, yes. In fact, some of the best cooks I've ever eaten from. The best prepared foods are made by students of the Queen's kitchens. So, yes. Now, our group, when they arrived, they were, like I said, told to go to the bathhouse. So they all went in. Now, some of them didn't like it. Some of them didn't care for it. Because not everyone is as sophisticated as myself. I know when I went there, I enjoyed it thoroughly. They had massages and everything. It was wonderful. So I highly recommend it. The water they use there is medicinalized, so you feel revigorated and younger, which is very hard for me to feel. Yes. I don't feel younger and I don't feel quite older, but somewhere in between. Yes. So after that, they made their way around and looked at the different places there in Tripp's Hollow. There's a couple inns. First one is Tripp's Last Stand. He is a descendant of one of the first families who settled in Tripp's Hollow. His name is Tamerlane Dillion. Yes, he's a half-elf. Yes, he's an interesting man. He really puts up the whole thing about his people being the first ones there, which it's like, well, okay, that's fine. It's still a town, maybe if you had like a library or something like that with cats inside, because you gotta have cats in a library. If you do not have cats in a library, then you are not having a library. It's just a place you have books. So, anyways, as I was saying, the other one was called the Jungle Abode. Yes. That was also run by a half-elf, but a half-elf female named Vidalia Evergreen. She is, of course, another one of the descendants of the first families there in Tripp's Hollow. She does not put up as much airs as Tamerlane does. I think it's because she understands that Tripp's Hollow is just a small town in Garden, and it's a nice stopover. It's like saying that you have the first and best deli counter at a truck stop. And I'm not demeaning truck stops. Have you ever been to a Maverick or a Buc-ee's? You probably haven't, because they don't exist in this reign of society. So I'm sorry, but to bring that up, but it's very nice. They have very big stores and they have lots of good food. They don't take gold coins though. They require paper money. And they don't like it if you just give them an IOU. So, yes. But if you go there, you get points. And points are good because apparently you get free things if you have enough points. Well, that's good. The final inn was called the Sweet Slumber Inn. It was run by a human male named Zeech Blastock. I met him too. He used to be an adventurer and opened the inn to capitalize on the traffic. He knows where he's at. He's at a truck stop and he's making the best of it. That's why I liked him. I mean, we had a couple beers together. Yes, several beers at the tavern that we went to called Shadynasty. It looks like it says Shade Nasty or Shady Nasty, but it's Shadynasty. Okay, that tavern was run by Myconids. Those are fungus people. Very nice. They make very good beer. They make it there, yes. And all of their food is made by kitchen staff that you never see because their kitchen staff is a sentient fungal creature that it takes up the whole bag. So if you don't think about it, it's quite a pleasant experience. Yes. Now, the other tavern in there is, of course, the Last Alehouse. Now, the Last Alehouse, if you want a good beer and good atmosphere, you'd go to the Last Alehouse, yes. Because the Last Alehouse is one of those places, it's like if you go to a cafe and you say, I would like a espresso, and they say right away, and they get you your tiny cup, you sip on it, and they give you that hard piece of bread. I think it's called a biscotti. That's kind of got a little bit of chocolate on it. I don't like those. It's just very stale bread with chocolate on it. Why would you want stale bread with coffee? And the coffee cup's not big enough. I mean, I am a dragon in the form of what I am, but I deserve a big mug. And if you want something like that, you're not gonna go to the Last Ale House. You're gonna go to Dynasty's. I just called it Shag Nasty's the entire time I was there, because that nobody cared. Nobody cared about the name being called the right way. I mean, the only one who's there that was doing all the wait staff, his name is Bob. He's the Myconid that runs the place, and he's also all the waiters and the kitchen staff. Again, don't think about it. Don't think about it. No. Now, the stalls there are only 4 stalls. Granted, it's a small town, so they don't really need a lot. The 4 stalls, there's Quinn's Ideas. That is a bookstore and spell component store. It was very nice, but unfortunately they didn't get to spend a lot of time in there. Next was Rick's. That's run by a male dwarf named Terosa Redhammer. Why it's called Rick's, we don't know. And if you ask him why, he will look at you square in the eye and tell you, get the fuck out of my shop. So, it's like that time I spoke to that owl. The world will never know. He took $20 from me for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, that's a lot of deer. $20? I mean, I would be fine if he took like $10 and 10 does, but he took all my bucks. God damn it. The next one, because I already said there was 4, is called the Broken Arms, and that is run by a half-orc female named Baggy. Yes, she's actually a fun character. Yes, if you want a good time, and I do mean a good time as in company and not in sexual pleasure, you will talk to Baggy. She has the most wonderful voice, and she does not care if she tells you a story that will make yourself start gagging because of how terrible it is. But afterwards, she'll buy you a drink, and all's right with the world. Yes. Now the last one. If you go there now to find why to go to this store, it's no longer there. No, and you will find out why in a bit. It's called Hooby's Hankering. It was run by a ogre male named Hooby. Now, if you all know ogres are large creatures, and they are not known to be the smartest in the class. But Hooby was smart enough to be a butcher. Yes. He sold meats, all kinds, to anybody who came into his shop. Yes. So, while they were there, they partook of the stalls, and they even went to Hooby's, and while they were in there, they got some jerky and some sausages, and Flannery sure did like that. Yes. And they did a little bit of work, and everything was going fine. And then they went back and they got some more food from Hooby's, and Hooby made the quote unquote joke that the sausage that Flannery was eating was goblin. And Nikki did not like that. No, this really was before her rip your dick off and put it in the jar days. Yes, this was more of her, I'm going to get very pissed off, and but she was also, this was considered her honeymoon. She and Flannery were on their honeymoon, just like Joe Rock and Siki. They were on their honeymoon, but they went and she got very upset. So she punched Flannery and ran away. And when they asked Hooby if that was true, he said, "Me make joke." And they were like, "Oh, it's a joke, yay, it's a joke." Spoilers, it was not a joke. No, it was not a joke. You see, Hooby was one of the things that, if you were on the road between the Gilded Grove and of course downtown, he would, if he found you, he would take you to a cold store locker underneath his building. It was infused with frost rooms, is what was down there, and you see, he would take a person down there and keep them alive while he harvested their body. So yeah, not good. What was even worse was, after they left, they couldn't find Nikki or Siki. Nobody could find them. In fact, when they went back to the inn that they were staying at, because of course it wasn't enough room, especially not a room big enough for Flannery or Joe Rock, or well, they might have been a big enough room for Kaora, but they didn't have one big enough for two very large boys, and so they were staying at the Trip's Last Stand, and of course they were charging everything to the embassy, so that was okay. But when they went there to see if Nikki and Siki had made their way to the inn, they found out they had not. In fact, they never made it to the inn. What had happened to them? And that's where I'll leave you until next week. You see, I gotta keep you coming back. Yes, especially now since I can't go anywhere. I mean, it'll be a week or so until I get this off. I'm talking to a friend of mine who's a very good lawyer. He's a demon of the Nine Hells, so he's very good about keeping laws and rules and everything, and he only cost me, for some reason, he likes to get paid in Electrum. I don't know why. He says apparently Electrum is very good in the Nine Hells. I didn't know that, so I went down to my local exchange store and had several bags of platinum. Of course, this was before I had the rune on my leg. I went down there and I several bags of platinum, and I exchanged them for Electrum. The person behind the desk thought I was an idiot. And then they saw that I was bringing in the platinum for Electrum. So that must have just confirmed it. I'm not going back there. No. In fact, once my friend gets me out of this, I'll be, I think I will take a vacation. Yes. Though I have every feeling that you will find me, wherever I go, be it the beaches, or to an underwater grotto, or even to the Nine Hells, to see that bitch Veronica burn. I know, she's still alive, and she'll be alive for a very long time, but, apparently that part of my drug ramblings was true. I actually did go see her. Everything beyond that didn't happen the way I thought. Let's just say, that's another reason why I have the rune on my leg. So, until next time, my friends, you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. And remember, if you have to pay a lawyer from the Nine Hells, you better have a lot of Electrum, because that's all they take. Toodles!